I am Iron Man.
Hello there.
Avengers! All right. Welcome to Stars in Marvel, episode 44. But before we jump into all the craziness that is Ahsoka, and good craziness, and as I'm saying that, we hit a milestone on the channel. One we've been pushing for a while, and for the people listening, yeah, it might not sound like a huge milestone. There's people with millions of subscribers, but hey, we hit 50. We hit the big 50. So.
Congrats!
So, hey.
Like I don't know, man. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I honestly
we hit a milestone.
We started this with, I think my channel had like 25 subscribers, maybe a couple more. So we got about 25-ish people in the past year and a couple months. So
past 44 episodes, right?
Yeah,
That's what you just said.
Yeah,
I wasn't listening. I'm on the podcast. I wasn't listening.
I don't care. But yeah, so we hit 50 subscribers. So our what we've been saying is after 50 subscribers, we would do a drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card, which we will be doing on a future in the next episode we come out with. Which might be a little while. I'm at the time of this recording, I'm getting married in 5 days, and then I'm going on my honeymoon after. So it's might be a little bit before we do the next episode. So
that's why we had to get this one in, because we will essentially be holding off on our Ahsoka finale until after that, and also Loki season 2.
Yeah, we'll be probably like 2 episodes in by the time
because someone didn't predict when Disney was going to be dropping stuff.
Right. It's crazy that they're doing it so. I mean, I guess they have been doing that like so close back to back, but
I don't think anything's overlapped like this. Like literally, I guess Tuesday is Ahsoka finale. Thursday is Loki premiere.
Loki. Yeah,
usually they're like
a week, 2 weeks,
a couple of weeks to a week. Yeah. It's a couple, like it's
because Secret Invasion was like a week or two after, or Ahsoka was a week or two after Secret Invasion. So yeah, it's weird they overlapped it so quickly.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not complaining, but.
No, actually, I know I sent you the schedule. I'm gonna quick pull it up because, I like the finale is gonna be on November 9th for Loki. So I don't like that. Doesn't sound like a special date.
No,
and this isn't gonna tie into the Marvels.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, there's no way,
I would hope not.
Yeah, that too. Like I don't want it to tie into the Marvels.
But so for those,
I'm still shocked isn't getting delayed. To be honest,
I know, right? Yeah. For those of me and Zach were talking about the Loki, schedule earlier, and I was upset at first because I was like, oh, 6 episodes like that, but then Zach had mentioned, hey, quality over quantity, and I was like, you know what, that makes sense, especially for a show like Loki, because the first season was amazing. So I'm guessing the second season will top that probably.
I didn't look it up, but I think Loki season 1 was also 6 episodes.
Okay, yeah, I guess
it was definitely like at most 8. Like it was definitely on the shorter side.
Yeah, it's weird how they choose. Like, because Andor had 13 episodes, and then Ahsoka has 8, and some of them have had 10, some of them have had 7, some of them. So it's just weird that they don't stick to a certain formula. Like Netflix usually sticks to like a 10 to 12.
You're always gonna get 10 to 12 episodes.
Yeah.
I will say, Brendan, I looked it up. So we just said the Loki finale is going to be November 9th. The Marvels is November 10th.
Wow.
It might play into the Marvels somehow.
Wow.
You know what it probably is? I bet there's like a credit scene that's multiverse, and I gotta assume there's a tie-in because that is definitely they're pushing Loki before the Marvels.
Oh yeah. Out. Yeah, so it's got to tie in at some point. I'm sure like a Bengal will pop up somewhere or something or whatever.
Yeah, something, dude. But yeah, so again, Sweet on the subscribe. Hey,
That
thank you
old
to everyone subscribed.
50. Okay, I gotta get it right.
Thank you to everyone that subscribes. And like Brendan said, when he gets back, we'll do the giveaway for the $25, as well as Ahsoka finale recap and Loki premiere.
Yeah. So we got a lot of big things cooking over here at the channel.
Excited. It's been a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, Ahsoka's been phenomenal. Like,
oh my
as
gosh,
a show.
Yeah. So I will say, so that we not just watched, but the last episode was episode 7.
Right. And we also watched episode 6, which I will say, my fault that we haven't talked for the most part. I was traveling and also very sick last week. Actually, hopefully none of my coworkers, no one I know is subscribed, but like, I thought it was allergies. And very much like a day later, the next person was sick, and I was like, "Oh, I absolutely got you sick."
Yeah, it happens.
But yeah, so I have been busy and gross, so that was one of the reasons why we haven't done a 6 recap, and now we're doing 6 and 7.
I was gonna say you're not the only one to blame. I've been, we've been running around like chickens with our heads cut off, trying to get everything ready for the wedding. So I don't. I mean,
I was excited we could fit this in.
Yeah.
So 6 and 7, I actually really enjoyed, and I think I texted this to you, but I might even say 6 and 7 are some of the best episodes of the show. Like, as far as like quality of TV, like, it's not necessarily, we don't have the Anakin drop mode. Oh, well, we get Anakin in 7, cool. But like, you're not dependent on these awesome, like, nostalgic cameos or Star Wars cameos. It's just good TV. It feels like these 2 episodes.
Yep.
The issue is, and there's plenty of, like, we'll talk about it all.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're halfway through the show or something. Like, there is just so much left to just do.
Yeah. There's a lot. So I've heard theories that either there's going to be a season 2 of Ahsoka before Heir to the Empire, like before the movie comes out. I forget. Was that confirmed that it's going to be called Heir to the Empire?
I don't know. I don't think it is, but I don't know.
They gotta, like,
I don't see why you wouldn't
call it. Yeah. Or at least pick one of the trilogy book names. Like, because I know
and to me, you have to go with Heir to the Empire, because then if there's a sequel, you're gonna go, bing bang boom shoot, like, right down the line.
Yep.
If you start off with, I forget, we looked it up.
Dark Force Rising is the second one.
Such a good title. The
Last Command is the third one. So I mean, they're all good titles. Like, they're all
very. But like, you can't start the trilogy with The Last Command. You know what I mean?
That would be a little. And then they'd have to go back and the second one's Heir to the Empire. Yeah. But yeah, no, 6 and 7. I will say I loved 6. Like, episode 6 was amazing. We got to see, obviously, full spoilers before we jump into anything. Are you cool? Just jumping right into. I guess it's not really spoilers at this point, because the episodes have been out for 2 weeks and a week. But if you haven't watched it, we get live action Grand Admiral Thrawn. Absolutely amazing in episode 6.
Hey. It wasn't right on the timing of it, but called the episode. It was episode 6, just like predicted. Yep. I was so, it was like the middle of the episode though. Like, they were just like, here's Thrawn. Like,
here he is. Yeah.
He comes. It's Mikkelsen, right?
Lars Mikkelsen. Yeah.
The voice actor returning as the actor of Thrawn, and nails it.
I mean, the only real, I mean, they have like the drawings of Thrawn in the books, like the book covers and stuff. So, and I guess like the cartoon and stuff, you can embellish Thrawn. But I remember when they said he was going to play Thrawn, I was like, I don't know how he's going to look, because he's got a weird look to, like, a very old and not very old, but like an older, like, kind of like, looks like he's been through some shit. But no, he plays an amazing live action Thrawn, even better than just his voice in Rebels.
That's like the first time, the first thing I see of him, and I'm like, he's a little he's a little older, or worse for wear, it looks like, but it's just a little pudgy, little pudgy. Hey, no shame in here.
No, I'm saying
pudgy. Little
dad bod Thrawn.
And you know what's funny is, like, At first, I was a little taken aback by that.
Yeah.
But the moment he starts talking,
yeah,
it just doesn't even matter. Like
I
it takes over.
I forget the exact line he says when like you first see him, but he says something like and now enemies who wished we would be gone now tremble or something. It was something like that. And I just remember being like, holy shit, it's Thrawn. Like that is Thrawn.
I kind of forgot we haven't talked about Thrawn yet. Like this
Yeah.
is awesome. Like the standout line for me is definitely when he meets well, not meets because they've seen each when he gets face to face with Sabine again.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, if you've survived, I'm sure Ezra's fine." And he just like walks right up to her and goes, "You, what did he say? You gambled the fate of your galaxy on that belief alone." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, I mean that is a fuck you line if I've ever heard. You know what I mean? Like,
and
you
that's the
sent
best
me
part
here
is
10 years ago, and now you came back to find your friend that you don't even know is alive. Like, you don't know if he's alive right now.
Every like, I'm not gonna say they're all one-liners, but like almost everything he says is just said with this weight and like just it's the speech of someone who's thinking before they talk.
Yeah.
Very much not me, but like someone who is very like chess mentality.
Yep.
Plans accordingly and is going to beat the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, he's the master tactician, right? I think that's what they all the recaps I've been hearing. Everybody's just like he's just a master tactic. You know what I mean? Like he is a master at war. He's a master at researching his opponent, learning everything about them, their culture, their history, especially their art. He uses culture's art to find out their ways of attack and stuff like that, which is insane.
And
like
that's a really cool thing that's come from the books to the show to this show. Like it's pretty sweet how that small detail from the original book has carried on and is so meaningful. Like I actually, again, we're jumping around here.
Yeah.
Brendan, I assume you watched the new Rockstars videos.
Yes.
I'm actually a little upset I watched it because jumping around. I'm sorry, but Ezra's back and it's great.
Yeah.
I fully thought before and still think he's gonna get Kanan's lightsaber. Like that's gonna be the lightsaber he gets because he says, "No, that's your lightsaber now to Sabine."
I gave
it
to you. It's yours. Yeah.
It's yours. Take it. Blah, blah blah. Like that is he doesn't want his old lightsaber back. And I watched the new Rockstars video that reminded us that the last person that had Kanan's lightsaber was, well, the Empire, but probably Thrawn.
Yeah, it was the Moff of Thrawn or
the
Moff
lady
of
who worked
Lothal.
for him.
Yeah,
I forget her. Yeah,
she was like the governor of Lothal.
Right.
And
the one who killed Kanan,
Yeah.
like it was her plan that does that. And she gives the lightsaber to Thrawn. So theoretically, he probably has it in his art chamber. And like the thing that like to use that in that way would make so much sense. And even look, I'm not saying a theory has to happen kind of a thing, but like it just the fact that would work so well with the art is what I'm trying to get at. Like that carries over and it's just really cool.
What I would love to see is if the way he gets it, like if I've heard plenty of theories on how they're gonna get back to like the main Star Wars galaxy. One of I know we're jumping around. One of them I heard was in Rebels they like to disguise themselves as stormtroopers all the time.
All the time.
I've heard a theory that they might disguise themselves in the Death Trooper or the Night Trooper, that they just slaughtered out in the field. They use one of their costumes and then not costumes, but armor to get on the Chimera. But what I would love to see is if Ezra confronts Thrawn in that art room, and like Thrawn would probably know he was coming, and he's like holding Kanan's lightsaber, tosses it to Ezra, and then has one of those like battle sphere or battle whatever he was practicing with in Rebels, and then I thought that'd be
basically what you want is you want Thrawn to instigate the fight, like he wants that fight. That would be awesome. That would be sick as hell. Because let's be honest, the real enemy for Ahsoka isn't Thrawn, it's Baylan. It's Baylan. So like in the finale, we're gonna get a big Baylan Ahsoka fight.
Yep.
It makes sense that it's Ezra and Sabine versus Thrawn.
Because
Sabine's gonna be Shin probably again, but
they were the main ones that fought Thrawn. Because I mean, Ahsoka helped through her fulcrum ways, but like she was never really like.
But even Ahsoka was mainly Inquisitors and Vader. Like,
yeah,
like it
true.
really was. Yeah. It really was a Sabine, Ezra, and Hera taking on Thrawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I really want. I mean, I don't care how he gets it, but I am a sucker for inheriting a lightsaber. Like that in the old Force Unleashed game on the Wii version only. You could get different hilts like as a collector's thing. And I used to always, once I got Vader's hilt, I would use Vader's hilt because it was Vader's apprentice using Vader's lightsaber. Like I like Luke inheriting Anakin's, like Rey inheriting that. Like I am a sucker for inheriting lightsabers. And like I always thought, hot take alert. I always thought Obi-Wan should have used Qui-Gon's lightsaber in episode 2.
Oh yeah.
That would have been
amazing.
Hell because Obi-Wan and Anakin use different lightsabers in episode 2 than episode 3 because they're not the lightsabers they have in the original trilogy, right? So it's like, why not have let him use his masters, Qui-Gon, and then you lose that one in episode 2, and then he gets the Obi-Wan. It just would have made sense, and I would have loved Obi-Wan to use Qui-Gon's lightsaber. And that's so I'm a sucker for that. So if Ezra gets Kanan's lightsaber, I am going to nerd out. That would be so
amazing.
Yeah, it would be so cool.
Going back to like Thrawn and when we first get introduced to him and stuff, dude, that scene when when Sabine's like in the jail cell basically in the Night Sister Tower, and like she's trying to like open the door with the Force, and then the tower starts rumbling, and then you see the Chimera like coming over for a second. I didn't realize it was Thrawn. I was like, oh my god, did the Night Sisters build an entire fleet of like Star Destroyers? And then I saw like the bottom thing. I was like, oh, it's Thrawn's ship. Okay. I was like, that makes sense.
Dude, the Chimera like first appearance was like it was almost like I've never seen a Star Destroyer before.
Yeah,
like
right.
It was like shocking.
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah. It was such a cool moment. It was so unexpected. I had forgotten about it.
Yeah.
And it's so wild how this show does that, where it's like, oh, something we've like shoved down your throat that exists. Here it is. And you didn't know it. Like
exactly. And I love how they like repaired the ship because like obviously where the Purrgil would have attached would have wrecked the ship. So they did like almost that like Japanese
like the engines are clearly damaged.
Yeah. And they're all like that gold, like the off-color gold fixing, kind of like how like Kylo Ren had the red down his mask and stuff. It's like a I forget what it's called, but it's a type of repairing that the Japanese created to like show imperfections.
I mean, the Thrawn army is very like samurai-esque influence for sure. Like you've got the so you mentioned them already, the not Death Troopers, Night Troopers, right? That's what they're calling them. The Night Troopers are Thrawn's stormtroopers, which we think at this point are just stormtroopers that have been customizing their armor, because we see a bunch of them die in episode 7, but like
none of them they're not green. They're not, because that was the original theory after episode 6 came out, was that they were like it was Night Sister magic.
And I think they're just, I mean, if you were a stormtrooper who got sucked into this world because of Thrawn, I'd go a little crazy too. I think. What's the Psycho? I think it's Psycho that has the everyone's a little mad sometimes. Something like that.
Well, even like when Thrawn was walking out, they were literally all chanting Thrawn.
Oh yeah.
Thrawn. Like I was like, it's like
we're getting that
now.
Nazi vibes, dude.
Yeah. I was waiting for them for hands to start, or arms to start going up or something.
Dude, I was expecting like a chest beat thing or something.
Yeah.
But like, and specifically that his right hand stormtrooper, the guy with the gold mask. I mean, that's some samurai looking mask if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
And that is a cool mask, by the way. Like,
and I have a feeling that's just
some dude.
Just some dude. Yeah.
Dude.
That's supposed to. Have you read any of the Heir to the Empire?
So I am currently halfway through the book, actually, just at 200 to 400 pages.
So you know who, like Thrawn's assassin, like Thrawn's like personal assassin, like Rook.
Oh, the like creeper crawler alien dudes.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Rook.
Yeah. And they're like the Nyklon or
something like that,
or something.
Nagiri, something like that. Yeah,
dangerous words.
But yeah, but he apparently I've heard rumor or theories that that's supposed to be his they're replacing Rook with this guy. Like he's gonna be cool. The Rook of this movie. This series.
I haven't seen any of that. I also was kind of waiting to talk about. I know Palion, who was the right hand Empire guy in the book. Mm-hmm. He's had a cameo on both Rebels and I think he was one of the guys in Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, he was one in the Shadow Council. Yep.
Excuse me. But I kind of am theorizing. She could very easily die in the finale. But I've kind of been theorizing that Morgan Elizabeth is going to take Palion's place moving forward.
I could see that. Yeah.
Like she is.
She basically.
She's been working her way to Thrawn.
Yeah.
Just to work for him. So literally, I don't see her being anything less than a right hand man unless she dies.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, I like that. I like that theory.
I don't know what Palion is going to do moving forward, but as far as we know, he's just been a cameo basically. So make this person who's actually been active as an enemy, that makes more sense to me.
To have her as the right hand man, yeah.
As the Palion of the movie, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I like the idea of to be honest, Rook is a cool. So if you rewatch, he's in Rebels season 3 and 4 or just 4. He's pretty cool in Rebels.
Yeah,
I very spot on to what I've read in the book, description wise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need some weird alien dude.
Yeah, we already got so many different species running around in Star Wars. It's we need another, especially one that turns invisible. Right,
and he's just some brute, and he's not even a big brute. He's just some little gut dude. To be honest, I would much rather this samurai looking stormtrooper as the hitman of Thrawn. That is way cooler.
Yeah, I loved when they sent Sabine out to go find Ezra. He's like, here's your weapons. Here's a wolf. Go. It was like go die peacefully or something like that.
Yeah. No. He does the he does the Mandalorian thing. Die well. Doesn't he say die well?
Yeah, something like that.
And that was amazing. And it's now we got Mandalorian ties, which is just probably Filoni throwing shout out to himself. But it was he is. We've seen nothing of this guy, and he's one of the most badass characters in the show.
Right? Yeah. I have a feeling that he might be resurrected. Because the way
maybe.
The way he was talking was very, because all the other stormtroopers, they're
slow.
Hop, 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 hop. They were very when they were getting on those transports in episode 7, you could hear them hop, 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 chanting when they were getting
those transports. I don't know if we've seen them in anything else live action, but they are directly from Rebels.
I was gonna say, aren't they the ships they create that they destroy the plans for?
They're the ship that Ezra, Sabine, and Hera are on when Kanan saves them and dies. He's that's the transport ship they try to escape on, and Kanan force pushes out of the thing. They're not the ones
those super fast ones.
Yeah, no, not those. Which I would love if we see those, by the way.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I was waiting to see one hanging up in the hangar.
That would be sweet, dude. Yeah. That'd be sweet. That was a cool design. That's a cool design. Dude, quick tangent, but when I finish getting these boxes out of the way and finally set up my space a little more, there's a good chance Star Wars Legos are coming out in full force. I'm just telling you that right now. I'm I was looking at Ahsoka's ship, and then they had the Mandalorian's Naboo fighter.
Yeah,
and I was like, that is just sick. So cool.
I really want to get one of the helmets. They have those buildable helmets.
Have kids. The replicas or the Lego helmets.
Sorry. The Lego helmets. Yeah. I want to get one of them. They look pretty cool.
I want to get the Captain Rex one of that. That's that would be cool.
I saw that one at Target, and I was this close to getting it, and I was like, I'll wait.
I promised Val. I was like, I promise I won't buy any more Legos until I have space for the Legos. Yeah. So that's my promise. I have to have room for the
Legos. Yeah. You have to have room for your toys.
Oh god, gotta get off. Gotta get off the Lego train. going off of the stormtroopers though, we talked about like there was a lot of theories in episode 6 that they were zombies.
Yeah.
And now confirmed those aren't zombies. The cargo though.
Yeah.
Do we think those are bodies?
Those have got to be Night Sisters and like Zabraks, like Maul's race and stuff like that. Like that's what I think. And that's
we
the
haven't even
theory
talked about the mothers, the Night Sister mothers that are they are spooky
awesome
looking.
Yeah.
Like they did a great and that's I don't think I said it. Maybe I did, but like them as in the same way with Thrawn. I'm very impressed by the practical use of makeup for these characters.
Yeah.
Like Thrawn, you could have easily used a heavy dose of CGI to just blew him up, to do his eyes, like all that stuff. But they went with makeup and it looks so much better. Like
awesome.
Like there's again, I already said like how at first I was a little off put by Thrawn. But and like the one thing is not even like the pudginess of it. Like, dude.
No, it's just, I was just
like,
joking. I've seen memes that are like, yeah.
But my thing is more like, would I have like, would they? I guess de-aged him. I guess is the like thinned him or. But again, I think I actually like more that like, oh no, he's been here for that long that he's aged.
Yeah. And like his uniform's all a little torn and stuff like that, which is very out of character for Thrawn. So that's I was like, it's awesome. Yeah,
it's what he has to use, kind of a thing.
It's
awesome. And I just think the practical look of it all is great. And going, I know jumped ship, but going back to the mothers of well, they're not the mothers of Dathomir, but going back to the Night Sister mothers, like they just look spooky as hell. They're just in these giant red cloaks. They're just gross old gray, like
just
they are
black eyes.
Witches.
Yeah. And I love when they talk, you can hear like multiple voices in the one voice. So it all sounds like they're talking together.
I mean, dude, this show truly, in the most miraculous way possible, merged Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah.
Like the Night Sisters was a major thing in Clone Wars.
Yeah, they were all decimated in Clone Wars, weren't like
Filoni brings them back, man. Yeah. Like, and that's I love the Morgan Elizabeth just drops when they approach the planet. Like, oh yeah, this is where the Dathomirians are like came from. It's like,
yeah, what? Yeah. But I loved how she said we were among the first to travel with the Purgle. Because apparently the Rakatans, which are like the
Thrawn's race, right?
No, that's the Chiss. The Rakatans were like another intergalactic species that created basically like a Stargate. But they used the Purgle to create that. So that's from the beginning when she was like, when they were talking about the star map and the temple that was in the Star Wars, not the temple, but like the Stonehenge thing in the Star Wars galaxy. I originally thought that might have been like a Rakatan or I think the other one is the Yuzhing Vaughn or something like that. They're another like mega like Empire-esque race in distant galaxies, but it's cool that it's the Night Sisters. I think that's it's a cool way to bring them into this new era of Star Wars.
I know there's been a lot of cameos for it in this show, but I'm curious if the Zepho are like actually involved somehow.
Oh, did you see all those like the Sith writing on the temple and everything that said Kujit and everything? Yeah.
It's like, so for anyone who doesn't know, the Zepho are a known race from another galaxy that are in Jedi Survivor or Fallen Order. The first video game. And it's just a very cool, like they have their writing everywhere, and it's a very cool nod. If that's all it is, I'm totally happy with that. But if they say like they're another one of the ancient races involved in this whole paradigm of power, like that would be pretty
that's
cool.
Also sweet too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people. I'll tell you, man, the theories have been insane with what Balin's going after.
Yeah, dude, I gotta say, Balin is for sure the biggest mystery, and rightfully so.
I think he's the most interesting character of the show. I mean, because obviously he's interesting because he's new. We don't know anything about him, but he's also just a cool character because he's very much like Ahsoka, but also at the same time very different from Ahsoka because they're both technically not Jedi. They both use Jedi aspects in their fighting and force wielding, but they're not, I guess Ahsoka more now uses, like now in this show, uses more, I guess, Jedi moves or Jedi, it doesn't, not Jedi moves, but doesn't,
she's been using her Jedi training more.
Yeah, because like when she was her first fight with Baylan, she was definitely tapping into the dark side. Like she force choked Shin and threw her up against the wall. So I mean that's dark side if I'd ever think so. Yeah. But yeah, so something is called. So his whole reason for coming. Ooh, is that the Ahsoka?
Yeah, I'm playing with the toys.
The whole reason Baylan made the trip to Peridea was because he knew there's something there that is, I don't know what, you know what I mean? Like I don't. Whether
he seems to think there is a source of power.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess minimum he thinks there is a source of power, and at most, like, I don't know. That's the question. I guess no. I actually take that back. At most, there's a source of power. At minimum, it's a blank slate.
Yeah,
I guess that's the best way to put it. But like is.
Yeah, but my feeling is like, because he doesn't want the power of Thrawn ones. He said that multiple times. I don't want this empire. I don't want that power is fleeting. I want something more. And I've heard some wild theories of what it could be. And I think it's going to be something simple. I don't think it's going to be anything too lore heavy. Like
the only lore I think that will have an impact is if we get it, his backstory associated with what's going on. Like I don't think the power he's looking for is going to be some big cameo thing or lore heavy thing. No. Like I truly, ever since I really liked, I forget if it was your theory or someone else or like Rockstar's, but like I really liked the idea he wanted the Chimera, not Thrawn,
because that's where an entrance to the world between worlds was. Yeah,
but that's just not even true because he's off he's been on the Chimera and he's off it. Like he does not care.
It's something on the planet that he's going after.
It is the planet itself.
I think the top 3 guesses that I liked the most. Now there have been a million. I heard someone say it's Kujet the Zepho. That's 100% not going to happen. That's way too deep cut. Specific. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've heard
if we didn't get Star Killer, you're not getting Kujet.
Exactly. Yeah. I've heard Abeloth, who is like the quote unquote mother of the Mortis gods.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Who we've never met.
Exactly. We've never met. So why would they bring
the father? We never met the mother.
I've heard the Mortis gods, which I think is too difficult to bring into, especially the live action.
I think we would have saw them by now.
Exactly. Yeah. And I've heard possibly the Bendu, because the Bendu technically didn't die. His, force spirit just went somewhere else. So
I've heard Bendu too, and I'm conflicted. Do you want Bendu? Is that
not really? No, I think it's a good theory, but I don't want Bendu.
Again, kind of to what you said, I think Bendu is too much of a specific thing.
Yeah, like you had to watch Rebels to know. I mean, I know you
think it's a thing. I think it's truly gonna be like, you know what the best comparison is I feel like it's gonna be like the fucking crystal that not Jafar, the fucking crystal that Abu in Aladdin, like in the Cave of Wonders, there's one giant thing holding the crystal. It's gonna be some stupid thing, like it's the center of a cave that's Indiana Jones style, and it's like that's the source of the power. It's like it's gonna be something that's like not significant at all, but the reason he wants it is what I think is going to be significant.
Yeah, I know what I've heard and what I like the theory is I think he wants to create a new, not Jedi order, but a new force wielding order that combines both parts of Jedi and the dark side. Like he has taught Shin, the Jedi.
He's trying to go old school, and I believe that. I 100% believe that. I think it's going to become what God, I'm not Thrawn. I'm a big old dumb idiot. The ends don't justify the means. I think that's going to be the lesson of the finale, is essentially Ahsoka is going to confront him and be like, bro, like I get what you're doing, but this ain't it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this ain't how you do it. And he's definitely got some like conflict in himself. I mean, he sent Shin off on her own.
Yeah, he was basically like, he's like, you want to be part of his empire. I want to find whatever this ultimate source of power is. See you later. Like
TC Tuggers over here. But no, yeah, I exactly. And I actually thought I was nerding out a little bit at that moment because I thought he was gonna like pull out his lightsaber and like chop her
that would have been cool.
Her braid off.
Yeah.
Because that's in the old. Did you ever see the original Clone Wars anime?
I've seen that scene. Yeah, where
that scene.
Yeah. Where
because that's in that we've never seen it in any other media, I believe, but in that anime, Anakin is promoted to Jedi Knight, and Yoda chops off his braid with his lightsaber. It's one of the coolest things. And if Balin had done that to Shin,
that would have been awesome.
That would have been. And I was like, oh shit, is he like, this is it? You're a not Jedi now, right? But no, he's just like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. He's just like, no, we're done. Like,
we're done. You want to go rule an empire with the blue guy? Go right ahead.
He's kicking her out, like he's yelling at old Yeller not to come back or something like that. Like exactly, it's just the weirdest. Like, and that's what I'm kind of confused. Like, love Balin, not a criticism. But he is very conflicted right now, and like the only thing that felt natural to what he did with Shin was then him not letting Ahsoka interfere or trying not to let her interfere.
Yeah.
Because it was like this was all part of his plan. And so to that, like, and again, what is this bro's plan?
Yeah.
And that's I just don't get it. And this kind of goes into how we started this conversation, which is there is way too much to wrap up in one episode.
Ooh, yeah.
And so we've kind of talked. All right, I kind of jump into this. We can go backwards if we need to go backwards for anything, but kind of Endgame stuff here.
One quick thing before we jump into Endgame.
Yeah,
not Endgame the movie, but the Endgame of the series.
We're in the Endgame now.
We're in the Endgame now. One thing I thought is interesting, which I don't think we're gonna get because it's the last episode. We don't know anything really about. I mean, we know Balin was a Jedi. We know he was around when him and Anakin Skywalker are probably close to the same age. We know he was a general during the Clone Wars. That's all we know. We don't know anything about like what happened after. I mean, obviously we know he more than likely left because of Order 66 and because all the Jedi were killed. I really hope they do an in-depth, deep dive of his backstory on Tales of the Jedi. I think that would be really cool.
That would be cool.
Animated because you can't really do it in here. There's so much going on.
I do think we get a solid Balin flashback in this finale. I think you have to.
Yeah. Maybe whatever power he's going to, like he touches it and it
that's
he gets the ray.
That's some
thing
Indiana Jones shit right there, dude. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he just monologues, right? Like maybe he does the classic villain and he just monologues the why he's doing it. We don't need a flashback. That's true. And dude, I mean, to what you said, I love Tales of the Jedi. So like whoever you want to focus next season on, give it to me.
Go
like
right
Balin,
ahead,
yes, please. Like feed that to me. I don't know what's gonna happen to him though. He clearly doesn't want to leave this planet. This was his goal, but he also had the intention of setting Shin up for the Empire. Yeah. So I don't know where his allegiance truly lies. Is it going to be Shin or is it going to be his personal goals?
I think he's going to go with his personal goals. I think he has done. I mean, I know he has had that conflict in him where, because even when Shin was yelling at him, like, we're not going to keep our word with Sabine. Like, we're not going to keep, like, we're going to kill her. Like, what the hell? Like, I thought we were going to help her. And I mean, I know she didn't say that, but her face was saying like, what? Like, we're going to kill her.
She literally, she questions his word essentially.
Yeah. And I like that. And I like that he, I think, like we said, his ultimate goal was to get to this planet and to find whatever the source of ultimate power is. So yeah, I guess we'll see. I was kind of hoping we were going to see what it was in episode 7. And then like episode 8 was going to be what he does with it. But
and so here's my thing, talking about Endgame. So going off of that, if I may,
yeah, go ahead.
I really thought we would know more by the finale.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
I really thought we were going to know more. And because we don't, I think there's going to be a lot left open-ended, not necessarily to fill in a later season, but I just think that's how I think Filoni's rolling with the vague story because it makes it cooler. I don't think it's going to need to be filled in. I think the focus is going to be what's next, which is who gets out of this galaxy. And I got to tell you, 100%, we've talked about it a little bit. Ahsoka is not coming back.
No. Yeah, I think
Ahsoka is getting stranded. I don't know if she's going to die. I don't know if she's going to pull a Kanan and sacrifice herself somehow, or if she just like Luke Skywalker stranded like by herself alive.
Yeah,
but I truly Ahsoka's not coming back is my number one thing. It doesn't make sense, and the reason being is look, I've loved the Thrawn we got, but this can't be all the Thrawn. Thrawn has to win. He has to win.
He has to win, and then he's got to be the big bad in the movie, the movie. You know, whatever's going on. So
even if there wasn't a movie, he's such a big bad. Win. He can't fail in 2 episodes of a finale. You know what I mean? Like
that would be such a shitty way to.
It would be such a disservice to him. And if Filoni does anything right, it's fan service. You know, like So like I just he has to win. I think. I mean, he's not gonna screw Ezra over. Ezra's gonna get off.
Yeah.
I think Sabine's gonna get. I think everyone's gonna get off.
Except Ahsoka.
Except Ahsoka. And I don't. I guess maybe it's Ahsoka versus Baylan on the planet.
Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to say. Go ahead. You should.
Oh, no. I just had a quick theory of so I because they're coming out with this whole Rey movie, which is set in the future and stuff. Mm-hmm. My whole theory is, what if they're setting up Baylan to create this new order of Force users that somehow finds its way back to the main Star Wars galaxy, and that's the antagonist of the Rey movies.
I love that.
Right?
Love that.
That would be pretty cool.
And then you have Rey and Grogu versus Shin and
whoever else.
Evil Jar Jar or something, you know, like that kind of goes right into what I was going to say was, so when Nick and I were talking, shout out Nick, when Nick and I were talking about part 6 after it came out.
Yeah.
The thing that we started getting on and on about, because after part 6, it was when you had we'll have to talk Ezra. Yeah. We saw Ahsoka, Ezra, Sabine, like not together yet, but they're all alive, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, this is the first time Nick and I are talking about Sabine having not Force powers yet, but like practicing in the Force
sensitivity,
and how it's very much like they're building to her using the Force. We agreed like at the end of the series, she'll move the cup with her hands, kind of a thing. Like that's gonna happen, right? So why did they do this, right? Like it just Filoni. It just feels like Sabine being a Jedi all of a sudden. He's doing it well, but like it still felt weird if you knew who Sabine was beforehand.
Yeah.
And I came up with the theory talking to him that I think that Filoni went to, Kathleen Kennedy's office. They had their little talk about the Ahsoka show. And he's like, look, I brought her into this world. I want this show. I want her show to be her end. And I'm going to kill her at the end of Ahsoka. Right.
Sabine.
And no, Ahsoka.
Oh, Ahsoka. Oh, okay.
And I think Kathleen Kennedy was like, bitch, do you know how many like lightsabers and things Ahsoka is selling right now? Like, you go fuck yourself. Like, that's not happening. And he was like, what if I can give you a new female lightsaber user? That worked. So,
gentlemen, you had my curiosity. Now you have my interest.
I think essentially a conversation happened where he's like, I want to kill Ahsoka. Like, we already know she's dead in episode 9 of the movies.
Yeah.
So
like, she's one of the Force ghosts that talks to Rey.
Force ghosts. So I think it was, okay, if you want to kill Ahsoka, you need to have a female protagonist ready for me. And he's like, boy, do I got the bitch for you.
Yeah. Boy, do I got one.
And so that's why we're gonna go into the movie with Sabine and Ezra as our main characters. I truly now,
like,
does Ahsoka die? She might just get stranded on this planet. That's, I don't know, maybe, but she's gone.
Yeah, she's gone. She's not gonna be in. She's not gonna be in these new this new movie or trilogy if it is.
No, I truly am. I am. If I was able to wager on this show,
FanDuel about the
all on black that we are moving on to Ezra and Sabine as the protagonists.
Yeah,
fully.
Boom.
And it's a shame because I love Ahsoka and Rosario. Like seeing when she did the thing versus Balin. She shows up to fight Balin and she does the double lightsabers instead of the one. Like she was like, "Let's go, bitch! Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready."
Last time I did one. This time, two.
I got two. I'm better than Anakin, and he's taught me everything, man. Like it's really cool how far she's come.
Speaking of which, that little hollow like training thing that she had out of Anakin talking to her was a nice little fan servicey thing. We got the first ever mention of live action Asajj Ventress. Like,
dude, that went right over my head. I was like, Asajj Ventress, of course. Like yeah. I've heard about her for the past 10 years. Like,
I just thought it was awesome too, because like I've heard theories that like maybe Thrawn's whole plan bringing these Night Sisters back is they're gonna resurrect more dead Night Sisters, and they could possibly resurrect like Asajj Ventress or Maul or like one of these people. Which again, complete fan theories,
very cool,
but would be awesome.
I would definitely. I don't know. How does Asajj Ventress' story go? Does she's a?
I think
she's a bounty hunter at the end of it, right?
Yeah, in the final episodes of Clone Wars, she's a bounty hunter. But I think she turns like gray Jedi in the books, and then I think she dies.
Oh, so she's dead.
Yeah,
canonically.
Yes, I believe now in canonically she's dead because she would be, because this is after Return of the Jedi.
That's like if they do bring someone back, I would prefer Asajj Ventress over Maul just because we've had Maul, and I love Maul.
Yeah,
but we haven't seen Asajj Ventress live, and that would be a pretty cool like way to do it.
That would be awesome.
Is bringing her back through her ancestry, essentially. Like, and I would be willing to bet, against her wishes. Like, she definitely doesn't want that shit.
No.
So that would, again, just kind of dark things that would be cool about the show and about her. Like, that would be neat. Yeah. I'm very curious what kind of comes of the Night Sisters, the mother. Are those bodies that he's bringing like that's what, there's so much to do in this finale, dude.
Like, we got to figure what those are, how they're like. Well, we obviously
know let's
how,
be honest,
Chimera's getting back, but like
we need a big old brawl,
old battle.
We need a big old Star Wars lightsaber fight to happen.
Thrawn did say at the end of episode 6, I will require the assistance of your, night magic one more time, or dark magic one more time. And we haven't seen what that dark magic was yet. They didn't explain it in episode 7. So whatever those 3 witches are cooking up, maybe it's something crazy.
I don't know, man. I'm pumped to find out. That's the thing, dude. We're 24 hours away. Oh, 25 technically. 25 hours away from
finding out.
Just finding out what happens, and it's like it could be anything, and it could just be nothing, and it's just a big old space battle. And someone gets stranded or whatever, but like, I don't know. I'm pumped. I'm pretty out of like, other than, and also like regarding Ezra, and I'm just gonna go into Ezra. Yeah. Whoever the actor is, I mean, I haven't looked into it.
Does an amazing job. Yeah.
He is spot on Ezra 10 years later.
I don't know if this is a hot take. I was not a huge. I mean, I liked Ezra as a character, but I don't like Ezra really that much. In Rebels, I thought he was very annoying. Like very. I mean, he's supposed to be. He's like what, like 14? Yeah. And I always thought he was very annoying and very like whiny and bratty and like, well, I have like, he's very much like Anakin. Like, he was like, I have all this power and I can't do anything with it because my master doesn't want me to. And like, he was
all my friends are going to the battle converter or whatever.
All my friends are going to the Tashi station and get power converters.
You always nail it. I knew you'd know. But that's very much Ezra. That quick ass like.
But yeah, you're right. This is 10 years. This is Ezra 20. I think they said he was 18 at the end of Rebels. So he'd be 28.
That's what he is. I mean, I forgot there's definitely a time jump somewhere in Rebels, but like Ezra now is an adult Ezra, and it's just he's a pleasant person.
He gets his like mannerisms down too, like he's very like quick talking and stuff like that. Like, come on, you want to take us as prisoners? You take us as prisoners. We're not gonna hurt. Like when they were fighting, like
he is just yeah. You said it right. His mannerisms, his the way he talks, like he truly just does a good job of adult Ezra, and it's something that like with Ahsoka. I don't think Ahsoka, like as the character, like Rosario Dawson's been working with the same thing because she's working with such an older character. Like, you are working with almost a different person entirely at this point, whereas Ezra is just a 10 years older person.
Yeah,
and it's funny. And by the way, the Force battle was extremely awesome. Like grabbing Shin's lightsaber with the Force was
and like
one of
you
the
could
coolest
see
things.
you could see the blade, not the blade, like the saber like bending almost from how like hard. Oh, it was awesome. I heard a lot of complaints that Ezra didn't take the lightsaber, but I was like, I wouldn't want to. He would just destroy all those. I mean, he even just using the Force, he destroyed all those stormtroopers. But
you know the irony about that, Brendan, and Star Wars fans will be Star Wars fans is what that comes down to, because I was talking to Nick about how, I don't know if you've heard this, when the prequels came out, one of the things that old, like at the time, old fans were complaining about was that they didn't want Yoda to have a lightsaber because they wanted him to just be this Force guru, just use the Force. And now we're getting someone who's just using the Force, and people are like, well, that's not right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I was actually going to comment, like, it's cool seeing someone just use the Force, but also know very well this guy's going to have a lightsaber very soon. Very soon. He's going to
he pulls a Yoda line. He said, "The Force is my ally." That's I think he tells Luke that on Dagobah, but
that's cool. That's cool. That's a great throwback line. It's him using just the Force is very neat. I was surprised. I thought Ahsoka was going to hand him one of his blades at the end there, but then there was no fight. That's why I think we're going to see Kanan's lightsaber. Is we have to have a 3 back-to-back like moment between the 3 of them, like a back-to-back moment for all 3 of them. And I think
like an Avengers like swirling shot type thing.
And I think he's going to get the blue lightsaber, or I talked about this. This is another quick theory. I think very much that Sabine is more of a blue lightsaber person than a green lightsaber person.
Yeah.
If Hondo doesn't die in this next episode, which I hope he doesn't, love Hondo.
He'll make him another one.
He'll make Sabine another and be like, "Hey, you should have had this one the whole time," or something like that. Or just make Ezra make someone a lightsaber, bro. He's got a crystal or something in his chest. You know, he's got like a chest cavity. It's like, oh, here's your purple lightsaber. Here's
I'll saving this one for 500 years.
He will absolutely, that'll be like a credit scene kind of thing where he's like, I've been saving this one for the next life. I don't know his voice, but like, I've been saving this one for the next round of Jedi, and it's going to start with you. And he like hands it to Sabine.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be neat.
That'd be a good little chef's kiss at the end.
You know what else is probably going to happen? Fresh theory right this second. If and when Ahsoka doesn't join Sabine and Ezra when they escape, Hondu's gonna show Sabine like Anakin's training videos, and the last one's actually gonna be Ahsoka for Sabine. Calling that now.
I like it. And I have a theory now, like about Sabine, how right now she's Force sensitive, but she can't control, like, you know what I mean? She doesn't have any control over her powers. I think it's because Ahsoka isn't the right mentor for her. I think Ezra is going to be the right, because they have that close. They've always had like that weird Disney off and on, like will they, won't they, kid show type thing. But like, I think they're more of just brother and sister. Like they're more friends than anything. That's what I picture it as. But
nigga.
Yeah.
I don't care. I do personally kind of want them to be together, but I will say this is not the time to do it. Like, don't have them randomly kiss in the next episode. There has been no chemistry this season at all to
exactly.
Yeah, no, have them like fall for each other in the movie or something. That's fine, but like it would not fit in the show right now to have them just making it, just noggin or whatever the hell they call it in Harry Potter. Like in the finale, like just like, oh, thank God,
Thrawn's just flying off in the back. Yeah.
Another space whale tentacle.
Another galaxy. God damn it.
Oh man, but yeah,
which real quick before I don't know if you're getting to wrap up. One thing I forgot to mention that I was in awe of, like I was just so is when we entered the new galaxy. Like when we saw that planet for the first time, I was like, holy shit, this is insane. Like we're watching it, but they're in another galaxy. Like this is uncharted territory. Like this is awesome. Like this is like Filoni's sandbox. He can do whatever he wants with it because it has nothing to do with the Skywalker. I'm just gonna call it the Skywalker galaxy because it's basically what it is.
Yeah, that's good. That's fair.
But
it's not Tatooine.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a desert planet. I was so glad it wasn't a desert planet. Jakku.
And the ring being all the whale carcasses and the fossils. That was
cool.
So cool.
And they got that detail because in the map it's surrounded by whales. So I always thought it's just the path for the whales, but no, it's literally a ring of dead whales. Their bodies.
Yeah, that's wild.
That was.
I thought you were gonna say at first. I don't know if you thought this was too on the nose. Loved, Brendan, absolutely loved when Professor Hondo goes, all right, let me tell you this story.
Oh, yeah.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I was like,
ooh, there we go.
That circle thing!
Yeah.
It's never been literally said before.
I literally, you know that meme of Leonardo DiCaprio, like I literally sat there, I was like, oh, they said it.
I thought that was like so well done, so on the nose, and have it just be like, oh, tell me those stories. They come in 3 parts, and like you're like, yep.
The first one's obviously the first one's obviously the best. Yeah,
but which apparently that's not confirmed, but people think that's a nod to Filoni's favorite is Phantom Menace Part 1, Episode 1.
Oh, really?
Huh. Yeah, he's cool. Such a Phantom Menace nerd. Yeah, Menace nerd. Dennis the Menace. Yeah, dude. And what was the other thing that made me think of? I don't know. But the new planet. Oh, and you even see obviously because the Night Sisters came from there, we know there's some kind of story there, but it's not even just desolate planet. There's clearly life that's been here, that's thrived. There's those statues.
Those things were creepy looking.
Yeah, dude, the ship comes down and it's like a witch statue.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, this is creepy.
Yeah, so there's unlimited thing he could do here, and that's the question is does he set up a whole new story here, or are we just stranding? Is this kind of like the negative zone in Marvel, where it's you send everyone you don't want to deal with to the other galaxy? If that could be their way of saying how Ahsoka and them weren't in the sequel trilogy, they were off in Peridia, they're off in the negative zone. Yeah, exactly, dude. That's exactly right, and they can do whatever they want to. That's the thing. I'm curious what happens. Any other predictions? Do you think we get a Kanan Force Ghost?
I hope so. There is a picture of Freddie Prinze Jr. on Hera's dashboard. So we could get a possible one. I feel like they might save that for the movie. I feel like it might be too much for the finale. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Don't get me wrong. I think that would be an awesome thing, but I think that might be a movie thing more than the finale. But
so my prediction is he's definitely in the movie.
Yeah.
What I think though is we might get a Qui-Gon-esque last scene of him in this, that he's in the movie and people know who he is.
Okay, I would like that.
Oh, it's the dude from Ahsoka. Okay, what's his deal? He's like, Ezra Sabine, you done fucked up. Here's what we gotta do.
And then in the movie, we could get a him and Jason meeting type thing. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. No, that's gotta happen too. Because I don't. Do you even think we get back to the other to the galaxy? Like I think the characters. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the final shot of Ahsoka the show is the light speed in Back to the Galaxy,
and like almost like an Infinity War ending. Like,
yeah,
oh my god, like what do we do? Like, you know what I mean? Like they're kind of just realizing, oh shit, we lost. Like,
yeah, dude.
I like that. I like that. I don't even think we see Thrawn get into the main Star Wars galaxy. I think we just see that ship go off. Yeah.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm curious if he has to connect to the hyperspace ring.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool looking to see that shoot off together.
It's almost like a giant one that like the Jedi ships used to go into. Yeah.
And the Star Destroyer even has the same shape as the old Jedi ship.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be neat. I don't know. Any other predictions? I think that's pretty much it.
We pretty much touched on everything I can think of as far as like Balin and where Thrawn's gonna end up. Ezra and Sabine, Ahsoka's more than likely dying or getting stranded. I'm just excited to watch the episode. I mean, this is the most excited I've been for a Disney Plus series in a very long time. Like it is appointment viewing. Like 9 o'clock hits, boom, Ahsoka goes on. Like,
dude, I know, dude. We're sitting down watching TV last night, and Valerie goes, "Hey, just so you reminder, because we probably forgot, but we have our Broadway show. Our Broadway show is our first Broadway show of the season is on Tuesday." And I was like, "On Tuesday?
What time is it?"
And she was like, "Yeah, why? Do you have something on Tuesday?" I was like, "This Tuesday?" And she was like, "Oh, the Ahsoka finale." I was like, "Yeah, the Ahsoka finale."
Priorities.
So I will be watching it probably an hour or two late, but okay. I will be watching it tomorrow night. I don't care if it's midnight. I will be watching it.
I'll hold off on any. I'll wait for you to text me. I won't send any like any.
Yeah. Don't send live text because I will. Well, that's the worst part too. Is I'll probably still be in the theater show. Mm-hmm. So like I'll get out of the theater and have like the spam of like reaction text. Yeah.
Or like someone's walking by like, oh my god, can you believe?
That is my nightmare.
Dude, I remember walking into The Force Awakens when it opened, and because we had to go at like 1:30 in the morning. Like that was the only show. Like we booked our tickets months in advance, and that was the only show that was had tickets available. I walked into the theater with my ears closed. I was like, I don't want to hear anything about this movie.
I think that's still like the number. Infinity War might have broke it, like pre-sale.
Oh yeah.
Number one pre-sale. It was a while, I think. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I will say. I will definitely let you know. I'm pumped. And I agree. Yeah. I think this has been like, it's funny. But people keep comparing it to Andor, which I think is fair because Andor is probably the next best show Star Wars wise.
Yeah.
I just think they're very different. I think Andor is more of a serious thriller and is probably better made production, but I think this is the best Star Wars.
Ahsoka has been the true embodiment of Star Wars.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's new, it's nostalgic, it's got the cameo stuff. Like,
it's got old characters, it's got new characters, it's got it's just amazing. It's Filoni's masterpiece.
Have you talked to your friend Nick, our friend Nick?
I should have. I was talking to him this morning. I should have asked him. He definitely hasn't watched it because he didn't. I don't think he watched season 3 of The Mandalorian either. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I don't think he's watched it, but we can ask him this weekend.
Man, Nick.
Yeah. He's not into the lore.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no. Okay. I was just curious because again, like, I know. Like, so I'm still very curious, like, because Valerie's not a good gauge for that because Nick is a huge Star Wars fan who doesn't know the cartoon lore.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if this still catches his interest at least.
Yeah.
Because like Valerie likes Star Wars, but she doesn't love
Yeah, like
we tolerate her. Is basically what I'm getting
at. We tolerate her non-Star Wars kind.
But so like I'm curious, like because like you said, this is such good Star Wars content. Like I bet it keeps his attention at least.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. A lot of cool lightsabers, dude.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, that'll wrap it up for our recap of episode 6 and 7. If whatever anybody listening, if you got any theories on what's going to happen tomorrow, or I guess tonight, because technically this episode will be coming out the day of the finale. Let us know what you think. We will be doing our drawing on the next episode, which will more than likely be in about 2 weeks. But we'll figure that out as we go on. Quick break. But yeah. That'll do it for this episode. Got anything else?
Thanks everyone for subscribing and watching.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We'll catch you on the next one.